everyone, welcome to today's look at the Black Lion weapon skins. We're going to be taking a look at the Timekeeper pieces, and while I know they've been out for a little while, I just wanted to offer my views on these weapon skins. So for those of you that may not know where you can get these, I'm currently at Lion's Arch. If you go to Lion's Arch, you can go to the Traders Forum waypoint, which is quite close to the Black Lion merchants. But if you don't have that, or you've not been to Lion's Arch, and you decide to come through via Portal or Azura Gate, you'll be brought into the Eastern Ward. From here, if you go southwest, you'll come to the Gate Hub Plaza waypoint, and that's fairly quick to get there too. You just basically go around here and follow my arrow. We're going to be running from the Traders Forum around the back of the bank. So if we just head over there now. Okay, and here we are. This is the front of the Black Lion merchant bank, is what I call it. It's a really cool building, and I absolutely love that you can see the stars in the background as you go through the actual door. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So we're going to head on in, and I'm just going to make some changes to my interface so that you'll be able to see the details on these skins a little bit better. Okay, so here we are at the Black Lion Weapons Specialist. This little Azura has the newer skins, which cost 1 Black Lion claim ticket. Now I'll discuss how you get those, just in case you don't know, in a moment. Okay, so when you get to this little Azura, you're going to want to have a chat to him. As you can see, I have no Black Lion claim tickets. So what you would do to get one is go to the second money bag, or pouch, where it says Black Lion claim ticket scrap. Click here, and you can see that you can create a Black Lion claim ticket by combining 10 Black Lion claim ticket scraps. These drop from your Black Lion chests. For those, you can sometimes get keys that will drop in world, but they are very rare. You'll need to probably end up buying some from the gem store. They're in this one. Yeah, there they are. Okay, so they cost 125 gems each. You can get 5 for 450 or 25 for 2,100 gems. Obviously, if you don't put your real life money into the game, then these can be quite expensive. So a lot of players will often buy their skins from the trading post. At the moment, the Timekeeper skins are actually between 75 gold and 80 gold at the moment. So they are dropping to what they were when they first came out. When they first came out, some of these skins were actually selling for about 190 gold, especially for some of the really nice ones. So if you don't have gems, don't panic, you can still get these skins. Okay, so let's just take a look. The first one we're going to look at is the Timekeeper Axe skin, which looks like this. And actually, against my armor on my Chronomancer, this kind of looks better than what it did on some of my other characters. I kind of like it slightly more. It's not a weapon that I tend to use a great deal of myself, but I really do love the rotating clock face and then the hands. I really love that feature. And also the little like sand time turner. I absolutely love that. I'm not too keen on the curve of the axe with the straight edge. I'm a bit more of a purist slash traditionalist when it comes to weapons. I like them to look like, the weapon they're supposed to be. And this doesn't exactly scream axe to me. So that's it wielded, and this is just the weapon. And it really is a beautiful skin, and I absolutely love the textures, especially that like almost clear crystal. It's very, very nice. They did a great job with this. Next up, we have the longbow skin. I have this on my Ranger, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful, especially with the two turning wheels. It just looks amazing on an Orn. Again, you've got the similar features of the crystal against the gold. It's actually very, very nice. It looks just beautiful. The short bow is very, very similar to the long bow, except it only has the one turning face. With a preview on the short bows, it's a bit weird, so bear with me, this doesn't quite look right. Okay, so as you can see, the actual clock face is facing my character's hip when it should be facing outwards. This is a known bug with Guild Wars 2 preview. So this is what it should look like in preview, obviously with the character with the clock face out, so you can see the actual animation. Again, it's a really, really pretty bow, but the preview doesn't do it justice. Another favourite of mine is the dagger skin, because, well, it actually looks like a dagger. It's pointy, it's sharp, and I wouldn't want to be stabbed with this. Again, I really love how they've kind of kept similar features throughout this whole collection. With the time turner, and also the clock face with the moving hands. I really love that. I'm a big fan of the dagger. As you can see, it's very, very pointy, very sharp. It looks like it means business. Next up is the focus skin. Now I could use this on my Chronomancer, which is this character, and actually it looks really, really nice. And I'm tempted to get this myself, along with the sword. It just kind of sits just beautifully. I absolutely adore this. So here it is when it's wielded, and again it keeps the same sort of features, and it's just got this beautiful ornateness around the outside. Really love the design on this. And here it is on its own. Okay, and now we're on to the great sword skin. Now, I will be totally honest, I am not the biggest fan of this great sword. It doesn't, again, scream sword at me. It just kind of, yeah. I like the handle, but I don't like the actual blade itself. I really don't like the almost flat cut off with two pointy bits. I'm like, no, this doesn't resemble a great sword. I think if they had kept it to a similar sort of theme as the dagger, where it comes to a point, even if it was a slightly more rounded point, I think I could live with it more than this. I really hate that straight edge, and I really wish they would stop doing it with, especially with these very ornate almost fragile designs. It's huge. It's so big, and it's even bigger on a Norn, and it's just ridiculous how big this weapon is. It's so big that you can't even see the base on a preview. It's pretty, and I do like the textures. I'm just really not keen on that straight edge. Okay, so here is the hammer, and this is beautiful. I do have this, and I probably will be using this one for a long time. It's just absolutely beautiful. It screams hammer at me. It's got the typical flat surface that you can just imagine smacking someone with. It just looks gorgeous. Again, you have the time turner at the bottom with your rotating clock face on either side of the actual hammer itself. It's just beautiful. So here it is wielded. And on its own. It's just so beautiful. I love this. It's definitely one of my favorites. Now the mace I like, but I don't have a character that I ever use mace with. It's absolutely beautiful, and its actual stowed position doesn't do it any justice. You really just have to see this one wielded. Okay, so here it is wielded. It's got two moving pieces, which are absolutely beautiful, which also sets off like a small green spark near the top of the time turner, which I think is just absolutely beautiful. It's just so ornate the way it's done. I mean, it doesn't really scream mace at me 100%. It's a bit too pretty, but I do like the skin. I really do. And here it is weapon only. I'm not going to move this one around in the preview because it just messes up the rotation and the animation. So I'll just let you have a look at this one. Next up is the pistol skin. Again, I have this one. I love this. It looks absolutely amazing. It's again very ornate, very luxurious, almost fragile. I'm sure I've said that before with these weapons. So here it is wielded and weapon only. I love that it actually has a scope. I think that looks really nice. I maybe would prefer it to have been a little bit smaller because it's quite long. And this is the rifle. Again, this is absolutely beautiful, very ornate, has a number of moving parts plus a scope, and it just looks great. I've seen a few engineers running around with this, and it just really catches your eye. Again, the scope's there. It's got a moving section on the barrel, and again on the butt of the rifle itself. This is what it looks like off. So next up we have the scepter skin. Again, I don't tend to use scepters very often, so it's not one I can see myself running out and getting. Though it is very pretty, I find the gold almost hides the beautiful crystal effect on some of the other weapons in the series. This one just doesn't jump out as much. It's just too much of that gold. I probably would have personally made it so that the casing was much thinner than anything else, because it's too thick. It hides a lot of detail. here is wielded. You have the moving face again, which is really, really pretty. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the amount of gold. It seems to be hiding the features. Alright, so next one up is the shield. Now when I first saw this, I was going on the previous skins and I was very excited, and then when I saw this I was kind of very disappointed. Again, similar to the scepter before, I think there's just far too much heavy gold. I think the shield could have been improved by having more of the crystal showing, and less gold. Also, I don't like that it has almost like two eyes symbols within the shield design. I think it looks very weird. So this is what it looks like when it's actually wielded. It does clip through my epaulets, unfortunately. It is pretty, and I haven't really seen it being used that much, but from a lot of videos that I've watched, people seem to be agreeing that it's just too much gold, not enough of the crystal. So this is the weapon only. Alright, so next up is the staff. I quite like the staff. It has less of the gold and more of the ornate crystal. It has the similar features, you know, with the rotating clock face and hands. It looks beautiful wielded, and I've seen a number of people who use this. And this is the weapon only. Very beautiful, very ornate. I like that. Alright then, next up is the sword skin. Now this is what I was talking about, and I would love it if the great sword was just a larger version of this. This is so much more of a sword to me. It's got the sharp point. It actually looks like it could do damage, whereas I'm not convinced that the great sword skin would do a lot, other than maybe knock you out and maybe break a skull. But this, I would be worried if I saw that running at me. So this is what it looks like wielded, and it's just beautiful. I really, really wish that they would just change the great sword skin to make it look more like this one, and I would buy it immediately. So this is the weapon only, and I do apologize for my dog whining in the back. She wants to go to bed. But this is the sword, and it is truly beautiful, and I would again love to see that great sword more like this. Beautiful. So we're on to the torch. Again, torch is a weapon I don't really use on my characters, so I personally wouldn't buy it for myself. However, it is very pretty, and I do understand the large amounts of gold on this one. The typical Rhianydd blue flame, which is always beautiful and it animates lovely. So I have no issue with it on this, though I do find it slightly annoying that the flame comes out the side. Wish it would just go straight. Here is the weapon just on its own, and it does look very nice. It looks like your typical, you know, torch in shape. It does have the features, though it doesn't have the sand timekeeper at the bottom. So that's the only thing that's really missing off this. But it doesn't really detract from the weapon, in my opinion. Alright, so the last one for today is the Warhorn skin. Now I do have characters that could use this, though again, it's not one of my favorite pieces. It looks nice, but against some of the other skins, again, the gold is just too much. I would prefer to see more of the crystal, but again, that's just me. So here it is wielded. You don't really see much of that beautiful crystal from the outside. However, when you tilt it, you can almost see that it's transparent because you can see part of my armor through it, which is quite nice. But that would be a feature I'd like to see on the outside as well as the inside. So there's nothing really special about this Warhorn. It slightly leaves me a little bit underwhelmed. It's okay, but again, I can't see me rushing out to grab this one, unfortunately. Well, there we go, guys. That was our first look at the Timekeeper skins. I hope that you've enjoyed and you've maybe got a few more opinions as to which one you think might suit you or your character. Anyway, all that's left for me to do is once again apologise for my dog whining in the background and to wish you all a very happy and prosperous 2016. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.